Hey everybody, and welcome back for another episode of Thursday Night Poker. It's been a long time, pandemic-driven.
14 months.
Maybe 15, yeah, that we haven't had Thursday Night Poker. Well, we're glad to have everybody back, yeah?
Right.
And you know us from the Overlay. I kept saying in all the commentary, I was like, and commentated by the famous Overlay podcasters.
Right, now we're famous from Overlay, where people don't even remember. This was our first.
Right, this is like the first actual
this
audio
is the
medium.
OG.
Right, it's the original.
And now we're back.
Anyways, we've got the final table of the Titan tournament, which is, 12 flights, 3-day ones?
Yep.
4 flights a day. That's how we came up with 12.
4 times 3.
Yep.
Still 12.
Still 12.
Pandemic or not.
Pandemic or not. And we are down to the final 8 of the Titan, which is the final table.
Ooh, chip counts. What are the blinds? 10K, 20K?
10K, 20K. We got Nancy as our chip leader currently at 740,000. You got Marc in the 2 seat, 675. James, Chris, Fred, all rounding out the middle there. Frank, Ben, and Bridgette. Bridgette was an awesome addition. She called me on maybe Friday.
Yeah, I didn't see her Thursday
No,
or
and
Friday,
she was
so
all
had
about
to
the
come
cash
Saturday.
game, and she was like, "Hey, what's going on? What's this? What's that? Can you explain the Titan to me?" And it's so cool that she had never played at CCG and then makes it to the final table of one of
her
our
on TV,
Yeah,
just like that.
Pretty dope. Thank you to the Hilton Garden for dealing with us for 4 days.
This is kind of weird. We actually have to talk about hands and not just make up stuff up.
Right,
Make
'cause
up stuff like the Overlay.
We're so used to it.
Queens, take it down.
We had 6s in the first hand, open and fold, and then we had queens in the second hand, open and then fold around. And then I had mentioned to Alex, I was like, "What a riveting final table so far!" And he thought, "That's where he's giggling right there." Just me being moderately. Yeah, I gotta have fun down there.
So Nancy has what? Can you do math? 5 times 7.5. What's that math?
75 big blinds?
No.
75
half
big blinds?
75.
35 big blinds? Oh, it's 10-20.
Yeah.
No.
37 and a half big blinds? That's a lot of big blinds.
It's deep. Bridget's got ace queen. She's going to raise to 50K. Oh, Frank.
She's only got 6 bigs, right?
Yeah,
So this is
a no-brainer. I kind of like the stop and go play.
This is like a fist pump.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're super
pumped.
excited.
Raise.
She snaps.
Obviously, Frank 3-bets with aces. Nancy's thinking about it with her 10-8. No, she's not. I mean, this is an all-in call moment.
Yeah.
It's just nothing you can do about this.
I mean, it sucks you're 7% with ace queen.
Yeah. You're really hoping to go against jacks here.
Yeah. Ace 10 would be great.
Floppy kind.
Maybe she can flop a king and a jack. There's a jack.
You got a jack.
Now we need the king ball.
Nobody's got any clubs.
Okay, now the king ball.
Got some outs. Got some. Oh, gosh,
had a
if she
club.
just had one club. No clubs. 4 flush doesn't count for anybody. Aces are still good.
Do we know payouts? I don't know. 8th place, couple hundred, 600,
No idea.
400.
I was gonna give it a sweat though, right on the turn. Literally.
So Frank, eliminates the first player. We're down to 7
Boom,
after
just like that.
3 hands.
Glad you got that Bridgette introduction in.
I know.
I feel like you knew she
I
was.
did.
She was coming out. So, see, I haven't seen it before. You worked the table, so this is all brand new to me.
So we got some regular faces in there. Ben in the 8 seat is a CCG reg. Fred is a CCG reg as well.
Fred cashed the Thursday 2 p.m. flight and then proceeded to play every flight.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'm going to get some more chips. And you do look, James double bagged there, who just took down the pot
Nice. In the 7 seat.
in the 7 seat.
See him on the right of your screen there.
I think he's the only double bagger left.
I don't think any. Oh no, this gentleman that's just in the blue mask, Chris. I think Chris double bagged
yeah,
too.
he did double bag.
He had pretty big double bag.
Yeah.
I think he bagged 80K the first time and then 110 the second time,
Yeah,
something along those lines.
just
He had
over
almost
200K to start day.
yeah 190 or something.
So what time of day is it
Nancy's
right now?
also a reg. This is around.
Still light out, so it's not too dark.
We finished the table at 7:30, so it's around 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Dinner time.
So we're only 5 hours into day 2 here, and we're at the final. So
James gonna get involved here with the Jack 10 suited.
This is small blind, big blind. Take it down.
Ben takes just a bad run of cards here for a long time. Just he cannot catch any hands, no opportune moments. If he does get a mediocre hand that he could possibly raise from, he's just way out of position and just can't do it.
So we are pretty deep here. The short stack only has 14 bigs. There's no antes, so
No antes.
pretty deep,
Yeah.
which is nice.
In a no ante structure tournament, which you don't really get very often with these types of stacks, this number of players, it's typically always going to be an ante structure. Where do you start getting nervous at? Like 14's kind of like you're on the radar of getting nervous, but you're not quite in like the I need to make a decision here.
I'd say like 8.
8 or 9?
Yeah, especially with no antes, you can wait a little longer because you don't have to, well, now with the big blind ante format, you don't get double ticked when it's your big blind.
Right.
Because really, you're paying 2.5 big blinds in orbit when there's a big blind ante. Now you're only playing 1.5.
Ben is our bottom stack right now with that 14 big blinds, 280K. I think there was still like 20-something minutes left on the clock. When you see the center camera, kind of when you're looking at the middle of the table, you can see the TV in the background and how much time is left on there. Water or coffee, or what do you got there?
I got coffee.
New Yeti.
I got coffee and water.
So Ben's still got 20 minutes left on the blinds.
He's good. He's way good.
And he just paid the blinds, so he's got a bunch.
So Nancy bumping it up to 70, which is a big old raise.
Yeah, is it 10-20 still?
Yeah.
It does seem like a large raise with ace-4. It kind of screams to me, I don't really want to call here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to take it down.
She really doesn't want to call with ace-4.
No.
You got like 6 total.
But I like it. You got to get involved. You see an ace. You want to get something moving.
Yeah,
right?
queen 9 offsuit here. Probably going to fold. Yeah. Queen 9 suited. Maybe he'll take a flop.
Yeah.
He's
And he was
kinda
the big
deep.
blind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to call 50K, which would be not quite 10%. 8% of his stack, somewhere in there.
See, that's the thing. Nancy doesn't really want to play a pot there. If she made it 40 or 50K, she'd probably get a call, which is then you have to play
Right.
a hand with ace-4, which she's still ahead of. It's one of those, it's great, but you'd rather just take it down.
Yeah.
Ooh, 10-9.
Frank,
suited
under the
really
gun,
good.
though, I love the 10-9 suited, but not a fan of it under the gun. That's a hijacker cutoff position.
Yeah,
Am I
or
naming those
cash
correctly?
game hand.
Yeah, it is. I can't always get away from the cash game thought process. Here's Jane with ace-5 suited, just immediately. Didn't even give it a thought.
Yep.
Nancy raises again with her 9-7 suited.
But now this time to 45. Weird that the sizings are that different.
Yeah. Fred calls. We don't quite know what he has yet. There we go. Ooh, 6s.
Again.
Kind of a great hand for Nancy to have against 6s.
Yep.
Mark, 2 big cards.
Mark's going to come along here, even though he's out of position in the small blind. Oh, he's not. All right, so Mark's playing tight.
Not only, maybe not tight, but just,
Conservative.
pretty
Feeling
smart.
out the final table.
Pretty smart, yeah. Because, again, we're on hand number, what, 4 or 5?
I thought there was a hand number
And I'm
somewhere.
pretty sure Mark and Nancy were on opposite tables when they were at 2 tables. So he definitely hasn't played much with her at all. All right, so
she's
Nancy
gonna
flops a
c-bet.
7.
Pretty good flop for Nancy here.
Yeah,
45,000.
not a great flop for Fred.
No,
But really, with 6s, there are not a lot of great flops you
Nope.
can get.
that don't involve a 6 at least.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully he gets rid of it. I think he was set mine in there. He probably put her on the queen, but it doesn't matter. It's the same difference.
Same thing.
All right, Nancy's still our chip leader. 21% of the chips in play.
I will say, hands are going fast.
Yeah, at the beginning of the table, things kind of really move along.
Nancy, so did you read the one that took?
Chris is a new player. I don't think we've seen him much. James or Fred?
James,
Mark?
James comes.
Okay.
James
The guy
is, yeah, he comes from a bigger shop.
He's rocking the CCG mask, which is
You got a
pretty
lot of
dope.
chips from him?
Yes, he referred to himself as her.
All right, well, so Nancy raised, yeah, she's got to raise again. I mean, if she raises 9-7 and she raises,
I
what was
mean,
the hand
she's
before?
just
10-9.
she's on a heater. 3 hands in a row, Nancy raises. 70K, 45K, 45K. She's just setting her dominance.
So
for the
it's
table.
kind of weird that she made it 70K with the ace-4, where she doesn't really want to see a flop, and then make it 45 with these kind of middle hands that are kind of not easy to play, but easier to play.
3 hands in a row for Nancy.
Yep.
Brandon, do you know what my record is for number of hands in a row that I've won?
9 or 11.
13.
13. Yeah.
13 hands in a row. Cash game.
Was it heads up?
No. I'm just a dominant player. It's just how I do
Yes,
it.
you are.
People fear me. You don't think that's true?
No.
It's possible.
Okay.
Lots of folds to Mark with, do you still call them Wayne Gretzky's? A couple of Gretzky's.
A couple Gretzky's, I can dig it.
Who's number 9 on the Cubs? I don't know either. But I'm not a Cubs fan. 9s versus 5s here. Button with 5s I like. Definitely going to see a flop. Nancy can't go for 4 in a row.
So I think that 5s could 3-bet, but Mark's been playing.
I think I just saw 9 in a window.
That's a dream flop for Mark.
Yep, he's praying Chris has an ace. Please have a bad ace. Ace 8 is what he's hoping for.
So now Chris is going to rep the ace, which is
Now,
kinda tough
what do
to
you do here? Obviously, you're check raising. I mean, the only reason you would check here is to raise if he makes a bet. How big of a raise do you make here? And Chris immediately chucks him.
I would flat call, but that's just me.
Yeah, I kind of thought that maybe
So
you
the
flat
problem
call.
is that you are raising out a bunch of bluffs and stuff.
Right.
You want the guy to continue to rep it. Like in order for you to raise and him to continue, he's probably got to have an ace.
Right.
Which is
I guess you
how
find
many
out right
aces
there.
are- Yeah, but how many?
There's
aces
3
are-
more.
Well, yeah, but a lot of the good aces, he's probably 3-betting on the button.
Right.
So it really limits to having kind of a weak ace.
Right.
You're pushing him off even that.
So Mark might have been able to get a little bit more chips out of Chris there, a second fire, and he's not too terribly worried. I mean, what are you worried about on the turn there?
Nothing.
I mean, not a whole lot.
7 for Jack 10. I mean, the straights, but I mean, again, this is holding. People don't make hands.
Yeah. Nancy, loving her suited connectors.
10-8. Small blind, big blind. Make
Ooh,
it in.
James with an ace jack. That's a solid ace.
This might be a
Mark in the
3-bet.
background in
3-bet.
in his matching Jordan mask and Jordan jacket kind of looks kind of gangster right there.
Did he 3-bet? He did. There's the James I know and love. Punisher.
115.
She might continue here. She seems a little froggy right now. Yeah.
It's not even a full double. I mean, it's close, right? Oh no, he made it 120. Did he make it 120?
115. See where it says under his name 3-bet.
Oh, she bet to 55. My bad. 665. That's the flop that Chris was looking for last time.
Yeah.
It's the flop Fred was looking for earlier with his sixes.
So James can't put Nancy on this small stuff here.
No, she opened.
I mean, we know Nancy's hands and that she's been playing all this middle suited connector stuff. She might just jam on him here.
She did. She jams with the flush draw, trying to do exactly this. Get him off of a big ace. That's what she's got to put him on. If he's got a big pair, then she's got some outs, right?
Yeah, she's
7
never in terrible shape. What does the 7 do?
for straight.
Straight draw.
Tur draw.
Yeah.
Why just 7 gives you hope. I always like
But you got 9 diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds.
I always want the turn to give me hope. I'm an eternal optimist.
Better than not giving you hope, I guess.
Right.
Yes.
I want all turns to be like,
The gin pivot.
yeah, the
Gin
pivot card.
Yeah, pivot. Switching. All right, Fred out of there. All right, let's see. This will be a true testament of how snug Mark's playing. Okay, he is going to raise.
It's a good race. I like it. Late position.
There you go. 6 is in the mud.
Chris
Oh,
and Frank have not really got involved in any hands. I don't think they've raised anything before.
There's James. This is just a shove, fist pump. Kind of looks like you're tilted after last hand.
Yep. Wow, you called it perfect. Queens. Mark with the ace-10 here is not looking so hot anymore.
No, he's going to fold. It's Mark. I don't think he's going to put in, how many big blinds would this be? 20...
It's a little more than half
20,
of his stack.
20 big blinds.
Yeah, with a not great ace. Who's that good-looking guy running in the
I don't know, I
background?
couldn't tell.
Doesn't look like that much
Looks
James
like a
with all the blues, you know?
Bandit.
Misleading.
He's thinking, and rightfully. I mean, that's what you do with ace-10. You raise, and if you get 3-bet, you just get out. Sometimes you take it down. Get called a lot worse aces. You might get called by an ace-jack there. You can continuation bet. I'm just throwing out as many poker terms as I can get.
Yeah, I hear you. It's great.
I c-bet the flop, and
Do
I
you have
hope
a
I
little
take it
cheat
down.
sheet on your phone?
I do.
It's like
I wrote
the
it down.
12 most popular
Poker terms.
to use in a stream.
Yeah,
You got through 6 of them right there in that sentence.
I read through a bunch of like Doug Polk tweets
Nice.
and Joey Ingram, and I was just like, what did they say? Oh, well, if you 3-bet the probabilities of this and that, and I could just make it happen.
All right, so Mark, under the gun, ace-3 of clubs.
Limps.
Wow, see, if players just knew the 12 hands we watched Mark, you can play really good against them. But nobody can see the card.
No, yeah, we have a huge advantage.
Right, like instantly I'd be like, all right, I know exactly where Mark's at all the time. I know where Nancy's at already. This is fun when you can see everything.
Well, you've called everything right so far. Check around.
All right, Ben
Mark,
picks up
nobody
hearts.
raised here. It was a limp
Yeah,
and a
limp.
limp. Okay, limp pot.
Ben could have stabbed on the turn. Now it's going to go, oh, Fred made it straight.
Yeah.
Okay, and now Ben bluffs.
Yep.
I would prefer to
50K.
bluff the turn there, Ben, when you pick up the hearts, not after you miss them.
Fred bets.
Fred backs into a Backs into a straight. Yeah, he flopped a double gutter.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he had a double gutter. He shows. Trying to get some
Eight or a
respect from
queen.
the table.
Yeah. Not COVID. I just have a frog in my throat. It's weird.
Uh-huh.
It said everybody in 2020.
What's that? Yeah.
Blinds still got 10 more minutes.
All right, so Ben's down to 9 big, so this is a little bit the danger zone. He is in the cutoff here, so we'll see if he picks up
Ben,
something.
you'd call it a
again.
flop bet with a gutter, right? Probably.
10-5 from Chris. Still haven't got many hands besides those 5s. Frank's no dice. Nancy no dice. James 4s. Little bet, 50K. Ben's got a pretty solid ace with 9 big blinds, 8 big blinds. What's he got? 190K? Yeah, I mean,
9 bigs.
that's pretty much standard.
So
Standard jam.
Ben, or no, I'm sorry, James. If James is making it 50, he knows he has to call off this 195.
Yeah. I guess he's isolating, hoping this is the scenario he gets. And the best case scenario, he's got a coin flip with advantage.
And I think Ben realizes that James is on the aggressive type and can have worse.
Do we have
than
our
ace-8.
first, or no, our second all in? 7-3-5.
8 ball. I was kind of calling 8 on the turn. It's
Yeah,
weird.
8 on the turn's good.
All right, double up.
Double up for Ben. James takes a bit of a beating on those 4s, but not a lot you can do there. Baby pairs are always a tough thing to do in tournament play, I feel.
Especially when you're getting a little shallow at the final table.
Right.
Because you're not really getting the set mining odds you should because you're
Right.
not deep enough. So it's more just like the 4s are playing as 4s, kind of. More as trying to win huge pots.
It's never great at a final table when there's 7 players left and you double up and you're still last in chips.
It's not.
Yeah, but now James and Ben are both very, very low in the sense of they're the 2 low stacks at the table.
Okay.
Frank still got nothing to play with.
Muck, muck, muck.
Yep. Nothing fancy here. Ben, back-to-back hands. Now he's got a suited connector.
I mean, now he's got all those chips.
Yeah, it's like, wow, I got so many extra chips. Raises.
I fold.
Yeah.
If I'm
Picks
Ben
up the
and,
blinds.
if I'm Ben and Fred, I'm attacking those 1 seat, 2 seats, trying to take their blinds.
3 seats.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, what's their name?
2, 3, 4. Mark, Chris,
Mark and
Frank,
Chris.
Nancy in the middle, James.
Who's the guy in the WSOP hoodie?
That's Frank.
No.
Yes, it is.
I thought Frank is in the 9 seat.
No, that's Fred.
Oh, that's Fred.
Yeah, you wrote his name down wrong, and he was like, "Who the hell's Frank?"
Oh, I wrote it down as Frank?
Yeah.
So that shows you.
Because he's got like a wild last name,
Kava, Baba, Baba.
it's a crazy. In the sense that like you would never mistake this last name for anybody
it's
else.
like a 10-letter last name.
Yes, and he was like, clearly this is me.
I mean, he really looks like a Frank to me. I'm sorry.
No, his name's Fred. Nancy opens with the suited ace. We used to call those a Fletch ace, but he's disappeared since COVID.
Yes.
He's like in COVID underground. Shout out to Fletch if you're still hanging out there.
All right, so what's Fred gonna do here?
Just flats.
Okay.
Mark gonna come along with these 4s. He is the button,
Yeah.
and you
Fred
got
kind of opened the door for Mark to come in here. Fred could have 3-bet, and then Mark wouldn't even have thought about it. Frank's still gonna fold the ace-8. Ace-8 doesn't play well.
Frank's
4
showing
ways.
some. He's got ace-8
Yeah,
there.
it doesn't play well 4 ways.
I know, but I this is why
What
I
do
need
you
to
have
watch
to
more.
hit, an ace?
Yeah.
And then maybe you're still beat?
Auntie banks an ace here.
Wow.
Drills the 10s into 4s. She checks it. Not quite sure what everybody has.
So now
It's a comfortable,
she knows she's
comfortable.
good now.
Anybody with a worse ace is definitely gonna, or a better ace would have bet there.
Now she picks up hearts. Kind of a scary turn in the essence that King 10 gets there, Queen Jack gets there, a lot of 2 pairs kind of get there, but she picks up the hearts, so she's going to bet.
Fred's thinking about it. He's got a gut shot. Needs a king. You're gonna see it. Fred's gone. Or sorry, Mark's gone. Dud on the river.
Check here? Is Nancy going to go for value here with...
She is.
Huh.
Nancy the aggressor.
Wow, Fred calls with 10s. How she get 60K in value though? That's crazy.
Great. He put her on a stone cold bluffity-doo.
I'm glad I didn't stab it.
That's another Doug Polk term. Bluffity-doo.
Check that one off the list.
Check that off the list. It's like poker bingo. I can just see how many names I can say.
What's that? Yeah, I was on the button. Give it a whirl.
I think Fred's mistake in that hand was to not 3-bet pre-flop. Nancy's been opening a lot. Tens are pretty strong.
Put her to a test.
Yeah, she's not probably continuing.
And what'd she open at? 50? So what do you have to make it? 110?
Yeah, 130, 120. 3 to 4x. Bigger if you're out of position. He would have been in position.
James is the big blind?
I think James just made a 40 under the gun.
He did.
King, queen off. Kind of digging it. I feel like James.
Queen 8 from Frank. He hasn't had many hands so far besides the aces.
James is the closest to like my style of play.
I also feel like Frank's getting tired of his blinds getting pushed around.
Yep.
So I feel like this is a pseudo kind of I'm agitated Queen 8 call. Nancy coming along with the 7s.
Good flop here for James.
Yeah.
He's looking to get all the chips in.
50K bets out.
Takes it down.
Full fold.
And it doesn't
50
take many of those pots.
50K I like.
Accumulate.
Is there any way that James folds there if he gets
No.
3-bet?
No. You just raised on the flop.
Nice, I like it. Chris is now our bottom stack with 13 big blinds. When did he end up? He just must have paid a couple rounds of blinds, and that's it. Call with the 5s.
Things up with heart rate monitors like they do in this round.
Ben's down. Fred's down.
That'd be cool.
Mark's down.
Maybe next year.
Chris down.
Maybe Chris will take this spot.
Nah, slow Chris. Look at that. Just folds around till James gets a walk. 2 in a row. Ooh, and he's got a hand, too.
Ace 10 hearts.
Eek. Eek. I hate when I get good hands and I get a walk. I mean, I always appreciate the walk. Check off walk on my phone.
Nice.
I do appreciate a good walk, but I only like it when I look down at like 6'2".
6-2.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Hee hee, suckers! I
Well,
know you
folding
have me beat.
anything.
All right, Fred, get rid of those. I really like the final table chips that they're blue and red. I think they look phenomenal. I must have thought that like 10 times. I was like, man, I really like the Tiffany blue and the red. And I almost thought about letting them bust out the 100K chips, but you didn't quite need them. James raises with Jack 9 suited.
That would be Frank.
Frank raises with Jack 9 suited.
Takes it down.
Ooh, V-Pip. Nancy, the aggressor. Mark's in second for a guy that you've pegged as moderately conservative here. He's the second most voluntarily putting chips in pot. Yeah. V-Pip. V-Pip's off my bingo.
Nice. You got a lot of. You probably got a bingo by now.
Mm-hmm. Marc. Oh, here you go, Chris. Short stack. What's he going to do?
13 bigs. Raise it up.
50K. Which seems to be kind of the standard raise here. Lots of folds. Ben's got nothing. Fred's got nothing. All right, pick up some blinds.
Pretty standard.
Who's that? Me neither. All right, Nancy's our first chip leader over $1 million. She's got everybody at the table almost 2x'd. It's nice when you're the 1.2 chip leader and your second closest competitor is half of your stack.
Yes.
That makes for some good play. Frank's playing these
50.
these blackjack cards well. Runs into a real hand.
An actual blackjack.
A real blackjack hand. She 3-bet him here?
It's just like blackjack. You have 20, and then the dealer has 21.
You 3-bet?
Oh yeah, we're 3-bet.
130?
To 140.
140.
3-bet and then getting it in.
Can't fold fast enough for the rest of them.
And he's just gonna fold too.
Yeah. Give her chips. Move on. 47 seconds left in the blinds here. Pre-flop raise. 2 big raises are Nancy and James. Nice. I mean, Nancy's raised a bunch. She's really kind of put the table to the test, which I like.
Yep.
I think you got to do that when you first open up, especially when you're near the top. When you're the chip leader and you come into the final table, like, Remember you told me that at my own selfless, shameless plug. You're like, open every hand. Doesn't matter what you have. And I was a big chip leader at the final table. And then what happened about an hour later?
Yeah.
I was like fifth.
Yeah.
I was back to my comfort level of near the bottom stacks.
I'm okay now.
I don't have to worry about this big stack play. Small blind, big blind left.
No.
Nope.
Cut off raised. I think this is where Ben's trying to attack the
I
2C,
gotcha.
3C, 4C, like I said. And he is going to defend King 9 suited. Yeah.
I like it. He just won
It's
those free chips earlier.
Ben's probably going to continue.
Yeah,
here.
you got to at this point. You can't open with Jack 10
Especially
and
since
not-
you know
and not
Chris is
fire.
going to fold everything besides his queens, probably.
Right, and in that place, he's going to raise you. You're going to find out right away.
Yep.
It's a safe amount of chips to risk to try to win that whole pot right there.
Look at Metal looking busy in the
40
background.
minutes, yeah. 40-minute blinds here at the final table of the Titan tournament, which is fantastic for a $50 tournament. I mean, I don't think you're ever going to find a $50 tournament with a structure like this.
Nope.
And I know it's a bit of a self-brag, but it's pretty awesome. 40 minutes when they get to the final table. So now blinds are 15-30.
I really think the difference of this one than all the other ones
better that
was
way.
the break add-on.
Yeah.
I think that juiced up the
Really
prize
juiced
pool
up.
and juiced up the chips.
Yep, gave everybody, because remember the last...
The last one was a little turbo-y. It was over by like 5 o'clock.
and
We're
even
like,
then, they did 30-minute blinds at the end, but it was just nobody had any chips to play with
right,
at that
'cause
point.
everybody, yeah.
The blinds were high, and that's it.
Because, I mean, like an extra $1 million in chips got added to this tournament.
Yeah.
Because of the add-on.
Right, from the add-on, they added an additional... Right. Mark...
Take this final table without Nancy stack,
Right.
and nobody has any chips.
No, they're
she
chopping
has
it.
an add-on. She has all the add-ons.
Right.
Where did you? How?
Mark opens there with his baby ace from the button into the small blind, big blind, gets 2 folds.
950.
Mark's in a good spot on the button with
Yes.
2 pretty conservative players behind him. If everybody else folds, I mean, you're pretty much just betting every button.
Yes. Fred's in a good spot, too. I just feel like
Like a big hand.
he's not really the player to
I like
go
Ben's
after it.
position.
Yeah.
He's after Nancy
And James.
and James, which seems to be the 2 aggressors.
He's on the left of them, too.
At least from what we know statistically. And Ben, James, and Nancy are the 3 regulars that play in the games all the time. They know most of the, you know what I mean? Like, they're comfortable.
So blinds went up 15-30. Chris is jamming. Chris is taking it down.
Yeah.
It's like Chris has kind of a scary... Chris and Frank have scary jams because they're jamming into Nancy, James, and Ben.
Right.
We're just like, ugh.
Wish list that means to go play the
Went to showdown.
The second time I
For some
played,
money,
didn't
0%.
cash that year.
I mean, we've
Nancy only 25%, which I like. 'Cause
We've
she's
only
raised,
shown- yeah.
well, she's raised so many times, and to only have gone to showdown a quarter of those times, like those are some really good odds. I don't think she's ever folded. Man, those chips look good. Mark with an ace 9. I think he's going to put some chips into play here. I like when you do you do
Announce
that?
it? I
I'm an
announce.
announcer. I always announce my bets. Some people find it annoying. I find that if you verbally say what you're betting, a couple of things happen. One, the game moves faster,
Yep.
right? Because you don't have to wait to cut out chips. You never screw up and do like the double take where you don't take enough chips out. Have you ever? I mean, I've done it where like I'll grab the 1K chips and I mean to grab 5K chips, and I'm cutting out the wrong chips. And I was like, oh shit! Well, now I can't do
Right, now you
anything.
can't do anything but call.
Right.
Or whatever.
that. Right. I mean, you're not going to be able to get the raise that you wanted, or vice versa. You grab the 5K chips and you really only meant to call, and now you're forced to raise something. It makes it a little bit
All
different.
right, Fred, 10 bigs under the gun, ace king. Love it.
Nancy with 5. She's thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Fred's got too many chips. 300,000 seems like a lot. 10 big blinds. Ben's nowhere to see any good hands there.
It's so tight.
Mark is now second in chips with 750.
See,
Ben
now-
has moved all the way up
So
to
now,
third
if
in
you look at this
chips.
graphic, when you have 10 bigs, you're not in as bad a shape as you think because you're so close to
Everybody else.
everybody else besides Nancy.
There's still some wiggle room in there.
So when people have 30, 40 bigs and you got 10, it's like, yikes, I kind of need a double up. But when
Right.
a double up gets you close to the chip lead, you know, when
Well,
the
not,
chip lead,
or at least second in chips.
Yeah.
You're moving from last to second. That's a huge jump.
yeah, you don't need to force it. All of a sudden, you know,
Fred gets a walk with his queen 4.
gotta love Queen 4 walk.
Me too. That's what I want to look down on. What did James have? Like ace jack suited?
Ace 10 suited.
Ace 10 suited? I don't want to look down on ace 10 suited. Do you wait all the way to the end when it's your turn to look at your big blind?
Always.
Yeah, I do too.
When
I
it's
find
my hand every time.
Yeah.
Actually, it's my turn. Especially in a tournament.
don't give away any free information.
Yeah. I mean, I already gave away enough.
Remember
Yeah.
your mother.
Like a
Remember
open
your
book.
mother.
All right, let's see if Frank's going to play this
So,
ace.
these are all these tough spots that you don't really have to take. I mean, you can take it. He's going to. You don't have to, though, because, like I said, this is 12 bigs, and yeah. But then everybody else plays a little tighter because they don't have to call.
Right.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. And this is just a show.
I know it's my big, right? Kind of get bought out.
This is where I think Nancy
I like
can
that.
chill.
I like the medium showboat. I don't think you should insta-muck ever. You should always. You and I have talked about this, like the amount of time it takes you to bet, I feel like should be consistent. So you should never instantly look. Didn't you talk about that at the Omaha tournament at like an HBT? You were like,
The HBT,
you were very aware of
always the same. Yeah, I would look down
like
at my
9
hand, wait
seconds
3
or whatever.
seconds or 5. Nothing crazy like they did in 2016, where everybody's tanking a minute.
right.
Full.
What was the kid's name? Kevin Mahey, the tank.
Yeah,
I mean, he tanked all the time.
yeah. But it was just have it consistent. 5 seconds. Look. You look down at 7 deuce, wait 4 seconds full. You look down at aces, wait 4 seconds trace. And then,
It sets up for where people aren't aware of the fact that you're making raises based on when you look at your hand. Nancy opening with the ace queen. Everybody's afraid of her.
Just needs to get
Rightfully so. She's got him dominated right now to chips. Dead to rights. She's got the second place chip stack 2x'd. Close.
just one double from Marc to Nancy, though, when they switch spots.
Yep. Ben's sitting healthy there.
Yetis are really crazy. I made this coffee 5 hours ago.
Still hot?
It's hot.
I don't get it. Like, they're the best.
Yeah. Hit a little pop.
Yeah, no kidding. Brandon's white Yeti's got coffee stains all down the front. And he's wearing all white. Obviously, he's got some on his shirt, too.
Yes.
Nice. Looking good in the polo today.
Thanks.
Not a polo shirt, but an actual polo hoodie. You like polo, huh?
I do. They have the big boy sizes for me.
Ben raises with ace-10 off. Gets it through.
And you walk into an Express and a 2XL fits a 100-pound person.
Yeah, even I'm a large in Express.
Yeah.
And my
And that's the second biggest size they have.
Right,
They have two, not only, but
and my-
2XL's their biggest size.
And my shirt sleeves are a little tight. I'm thinking, whoa, this is a little too...
Right.
I'm not going to Prague here. I need something a little bit better. $30 hands in. We've only lost one player, which is pretty cool.
Nancy's in a good spot to just chill.
Yeah. She can put pressure when she wants to put pressure. Ace King from Freddie.
So this is one of those ones. I mean, it is 12 bigs. You could, oh, Nancy's gonna snap. Jacks.
Hooks.
This is a big pot.
700,000 plus the blinds. No, her blind.
350,000. All right. Exciting.
good luck, guys.
Good luck, everybody. Ace King versus Hooks.
I feel like
Fades the flop.
Nancy
Fades the
is
flop.
just always gonna beat Fred in the race,
Nah.
no matter what kind of race it is.
Oh, we got all kinds of sweating.
Boom!
Binks a king on a river. Jacks are down. Nancy takes it in stride. No problem. No problem, Fred. Frank. Whatever your name is.
So, I was, before that just went all in call, I was saying Fred he has 12 bigs, he can open there, but if he opens on a hand like Jacks, just sees a flop and it comes 8-7 deuce, Fred doesn't win the pot.
Right.
So by jamming and getting called, you get to see all 5 cards. You get to see that king on the river and double. You also don't get all of the weaker hands like 10-9 to come and see a flop and then you flop it. You know what I mean? It's,
Right.
It's a two-edged.
A double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword. I mean,
You're like, he doesn't need to go all in here. However, the reason he went all in and got a call from Jacks and the hand played out, it's just the two of them.
Yes.
Whereas that hand probably would have seen maybe 3-handed to the flop if he makes it like 60K to
and
open.
then it comes 8-7 deuce, and you
Right.
can't be results oriented.
And then Nancy's always going to 3-bet there, and it's like...
All right, here we go again.
Frank is now all in with ace-jack. Ben's got 10s.
All right. Cars are flying now.
And a call.
Ace jack.
Another race.
So Frank's tournament life is on the line. 350K, Ben's down to 125 if he loses his hand. 4, 5, 6.
7.
3, 4, 5, 6.
7. Deuce.
No! Choppity doo. Frank survives with the 6-card straight.
He's got a 6-card straight, though. He gets something extra.
Pretty solid. I hate chop pots in tournaments. I hate chop pots anytime. It's probably why I don't play high-low. I don't like to chop the pot.
Yeah.
I figure any money that goes in there is my money. Stay out of my pot. I don't want to halvesies here. Although I do like when I quarter a guy.
Quartering's fun.
Quartering's the best. I got the low. Ace deuce. No you don't, sir. You get half of the low, and I get all of the high.
With my pair of sevens, because you only played the low.
Because
and
you
didn't
didn't
care
yeah,
about
right.
the high.
Please check out episode something of the overlay where we talk about mixed games, mixing it up with mixed games, and we go over that scenario all the time. Players so rarely try to play both sides, or they're only trying to win half the pot. You can't win money if you only try to win half the pot, because you're only playing against one player. No bueno.
All right, Mark raising it up. King Jack. Muck winner. Oh, Ben sixes. Still gonna muck. Maybe. Maybe not.
Muck winner.
All in. Huh. Ben. What are you doing, Ben?
He's thinking. Ben, what are you
This is a
thinking?
tough spot here with-
Mark's the second chip player. I like calling and seeing a flop.
Do you?
I do. He's got enough chips.
Does he?
I don't want to put my terminal life in the line with sixes.
But now what do you do?
You fold to
You just
any
lock?
bet. Yeah,
What if it was 10-7 deuce? You still just fold any bet?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, you're out of position. It just seems so tough to play sixes.
Yeah.
I mean, you only flop a set 1 in 9 times. What are you gonna do the other 8 times?
Lose.
Then you probably shouldn't be putting it in
Lose.
with. You probably shouldn't be putting it in with sixes. If you want to raise all in with sixes and try and push king jack off the hand,
See how it goes.
that would maybe be okay.
All right. Mark with the old 7-5. Not going to see much.
Nancy raising up the ace-7 in the cutoff, as she's going to raise every ace at this stage, being the chip leader.
Stream a lot of the final table.
Yeah, I mean, it seems good.
It's good.
So our friends can tear us apart on Facebook and YouTube.
It's good. Take it down.
Yeah, you get on there and show the world what
I
you're
feel like
doing.
Nancy can raise every hand without looking at her cards, and she's probably going to win at least
So
50%
far,
of the
I'm
time.
a,
Half, yeah.
Yeah, without ever getting a
Alex
call.
just hung up on you. There you go. It's called back. Answer.
Nice. That's literally, I called him 27 times.
But he's complaining that he's not updating it enough.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Nancy does have a tough couple players to her left,
He
though.
needs a color commentator. He can't do all. He can't do the play-by-play and the color commentator at the same time. That's not.
8-7 suited. Gotta pass up on this spot.
Gotta be
He's
disciplined.
Only got 8 bigs. Nancy, aces. Pretty easy decision here. Raise it up.
I like it, and her reputation is she's opening a lot of hands. It's harder to put her on a range, which is great.
So nice. of
She
you.
She needs to get
Fine.
somebody to actually connect with a hand here.
Nope. She's gonna. No, it doesn't even show it. Love it.
No, don't show aces.
The only time I would be showing aces is when I've raised a bunch of times. Like, see, guys, I do pick up something every now and then.
So that particular instance, she could have shown. Did you get a
Yeah.
new iPhone cover?
I did.
Even when you're not having,
Just a red.
Just a red. Kind of like the buttons are red.
They are red.
could be working right now though. I mean, that's the other.
Very cool. Is that the new one? That's the 12th.
12.
What do I have? An 11? I don't remember.
I thought you had the 12. You don't have the newest one? It's not a square. No, it's not a square. Mine's a square.
Guess I don't.
It's probably 11 then.
But I gotta look now.
All right.
Folds around to the small blind, big blind.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, we're gonna see a flop, which is kind
Jack
of rare.
Jack 7 versus 10-4. Good, buddy. Chris flops to 10, which is good because he needs something here. Mark's gonna bet into him, see where he's at. Chris shoves. Game over.
Thought we were having fun.
A little ponder,
now.
maybe.
Fun
you
now.
said.
I'm having fun now. How about you?
I was having fun.
Say that
before
you're
you
just doing it
showed.
over
I
here.
know,
Oh, he does
I
have a
know.
gutter ball.
He got a gutter ball. And one over.
How much more is it?
I don't know if you can count that.
170 into 290.
Yeah, and he's got 700K. I mean, I could say it's not an awful call, but it's not an equitable call all the time. 7 outs is what he's got currently.
Which equates to 30%. He's gonna do some math here. You're not getting the right price. This is a pretty easy one to do math on because you know your jack's probably good and you know your 7's probably good. So you know you got 7 outs. So times that by 4, 28%, which is 31%. Do a little math. Not a good price.
And you got to put in how much more?
170 to win 290.
Yeah. You need the flip. He needs to be 70% in order to do this one.
I mean, you do win your 170. 170 to win 460. 3 to 1. So you need to be 25%. He's 31%.
He could call.
You could. It's close. I mean,
And a knock.
it's close.
Well,
but
and
again, you don't want
again-
to take those. You don't need to take those.
And again,
spots. You
it's
only
the
got
it's the
30,000
idea of
shares.
laddering up, right? I mean, you're moving up. I had another name.
Boom, ladder
You're
up.
laddering up. I mean,
Just
I
throw
get it.
ICM in there. I mean, yeah, we got all kinds
Right,
of terms.
all kinds of numbers I can
just
throw
kind
in
of
there.
stuff.
A little bit less than I would have called.
Glad it wasn't any less.
All right, Nancy's still on top now. She hasn't lost much. 1.1 million. It's weird that she lost 200,000. Oh, she did lose that all-in jacks to Fred.
Full 350K.
That's a lot. She would have been triple
I had
X.
Nancy on the
Oh,
wheel
yeah.
until
Triple X
the,
Nancy.
Until the river.
Yeah, I was thinking more like triple X from that movie, Triple X.
I was thinking like the wrestler, but that's Triple H.
We're all tripled
Yeah,
out.
I know. Then I'm thinking of my clothes size, and here we are.
Here we are. King Jack from Ben. Ben opens. Ooh, Mark's got another Ace 10. Ace 10's kind of like his horror cards right now.
All right,
I like this. He's not going to get pushed around again. Ugh. And then Chris comes around with 7s, which puts Ben in a really bad spot because he's got Mark behind him. It's like he might have called with the
I think
King
Ben
Jack.
realized he's behind there. You just got to
Yeah.
take those chips as a loss. And
Man, nobody just took from me, so it's probably not plus
all right, so how much more is this?
220 more to call.
220 more.
Yeah. He's in for 70. Mark's all in. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
he's
Chris
calling.
is all in.
Mine too.
And what did Ben do?
Ben opened. Mark called.
Okay.
Ben opened to 70. Mark called. Chris jammed. Ben folds. Back to Mark, who now owes another 220 to the pot to see the rest of the
I was
card.
just confused. Ben's in the pre-flop action. It went away once he folded.
When he folds, yeah, it's weird.
We're buddies, man.
This
I guess
is
they want to
pretty
make sure you know that they don't have
You're on my
action
right.
behind. You
This
know?
And I
is
get
pretty
good hands
strong
when
by
you're in the pot,
Chris.
apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
But I don't think you can fold here.
I like the all-ins. I like the all-in from Chris to try to get that dead money in the pot because you really want to see 5 cards at this point, right? Like you want to flip.
No, worth
I like it. He picks up 140K
Oh, from 7s? You're loving it being 7s.
plus another 15. See, he just almost
Are you good
doubled
down
up without ever seeing a card. That's legit
What'd you
gangster.
have?
Yes, I stand by my
King
Oh,
Jack.
King Jack.
2-seat being tight. I need to learn his name.
Mark.
Mark.
Ace 10, I don't like the call for 70 without. If he opens there, I think if he 3-bets with Ace 10, if you're going to play Ace 10, bet it, right?
You're on the button.
He bets it. Chris folds and Ben folds is one option. 2, Chris still goes all in. Now you've got way more chips in the pot. You have to call, and now you're going to do a raise of 50-50, which you really want with Ace 10. I think the best hand you're hoping an all in is going to have is a middle pocket pair.
Yep.
So I kind of like the idea. If you're going to play the Ace 10 from the button, raise it. Or don't call. Yeah?
Yes.
I'm
I
glad-
think putting
I'm
in
glad you agree.
70,000 and then folding isn't the best.
Well, anytime you
No,
put it
then I
like
wouldn't
that, sounds like a
have
bad play.
Wow.
I see what happened. He was hoping to see a flop. But I feel like if you're seeing a flop with Ace 10, it's scary because what comes out on the flop other than a 10 that you can be comfortable with, you're always worried about your ace.
No, I mean, we'll never
Difficult.
know what would happen if it
10-7 is much easier to fold. Frank's never playing an Ace 5. Nancy's out of there. James gets another walk. Jack 9 suited. Pretty another bad walk hand. I don't like the walk hand with Jack 9. I want to see something. But look at James. He's just so cool, calm, and collected. He's just like, whatever, I'm good. I don't have a tournament player mentality. I'm not.
I feel like James
I'm not
plays
patient
exactly
enough.
how I play.
And these
Great.
folks have been playing since noon.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're going on what 6 hours of play.
I know.
Polite
Yeah.
thing to say.
That's right around my bubble time, meaning my brain explodes in about 6
you need
hours.
to be, I mean, but the thing is, I feel like you get in the zone when you're there. Though.
Maybe.
I mean, what about when you were playing WSOP? Like, you were still in the zone. when
That's
you
true.
played for
That's
that
true.
much money. All right, Frank is gonna raise to 75.
And you run into those people.
Ben with the King Jack, 45 to call here.
I think he realizes Frank's really tight though.
Well, again, you got to go by aggression. we haven't seen many bets out of Frank. You know, you got to take
That's
that
a really
into account.
tight fold with King Jack, and that's the right
All
one.
right, Freddie, you and I are leading the in the all-in count.
Like if that was Nancy raising, Ben would at least have called.
Right.
Maybe even jammed all in.
See a flop.
2 each, right?
Stop and go action.
Ooh, have I said stop and go yet?
I don't think so. I think you actually did, but you did it the wrong way.
I didn't. I did it the wrong way.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it didn't really.
Chris and Frank still getting cold cards. Nancy's joining them.
I'm just glad I didn't get
Whole middle section here. Now you get King 10 suited, which to me seems so much better than King Jack off.
Good luck.
You get to be the aggressor.
Ben's all in here, up against Fred's Queen 9 in the big blind. Small blind, big blind. I hate being the small blind, big blind, and me being the big blind, and this is the scenario I'm in. Like, I just feel like it's so hard to put Ben on a hand.
It is. Queen High's a little too.
Too weak. If it was King 9, you think he calls?
Probably.
Obviously, he's dominated at King 9 too,
He
but I
is.
mean, he's better off with Queen 9 than he
Yes,
is with
but he
King
doesn't
9.
know that,
But
but
in your
yes.
mind, it's so hard to do. What else we got coming up? You think we're going to get to the 250-person?
I don't know. I was thinking about it.
So right now in
It's gotta
Illinois,
be soon.
the bridge phase, which is what we're in now, is we're at 50-person. Obviously, vaccinated players don't count, so we get a little bit of bump from that. So that's why you can
Folded, by the way.
get up to like, and there's a lot of folks that come to CCG that are vaccinated, and we're getting more
Every
new
week
faces.
there's going to be another 3 people that are like, I got my shot.
I got my shot. We can
Yeah.
go. So that's really kind of a bonus. So we are getting really almost
We're up
like,
to like
70.
65
Yeah, I would
to
say close
70.
to 70 is kind of the hub right now, the maximum. So it's basically 10 players of 7. We have kind of converted all 10 tables into being 7-handed, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, cash games as well as tournaments seem to be 7-handed.
Especially when when you get a little bit of an older crowd, there's definitely
Oh,
you get
yeah.
15, 20 people that are like, I'm fully vaccinated.
100%, yeah.
Raise 75.
But the jump goes from 50 players to 250 players, which I'm not crazy about, but nobody asks me what my thought on the bridge plan is. Just seems like such a jump. All right, Frank opens Queen Jack here suited, which I like. Ben's going to jam it all in with 8s, hoping he gets just to win right now. Frank has seemed to open a few times and either runs up against a better hand or gets to get his all in. Counting down a stack, trying to figure out how much it is to call. It's too much to call, right? Even though it's a straight flip, but Ben's got the absolute lowest hand that you could hope for and be good.
Yep.
So my feeling is when you're in a tournament and you're basically calling off all of your chips, you're down to, what, 2 big blinds?
I mean, Frank doesn't know it, but Ben folded King Jack in this exact spot previously when he had Ace Jack.
Yeah.
So if Ben is folding King Jack, you can't ever be good against anything with Queen Jack.
Yeah.
Because Ben doesn't have King Jack in his calling range. So that means Queen Jack doesn't beat anything.
Right. I mean, we know that, but does Frank know that?
No.
He gives it up. I like it. I like opening with the Queen Jack there. I think it's a good spot to do it, and you just run into a better hand. This is why you raise with Queen Jack, and then you're able to fold. That's why your bet sizing is so important. I'm up to like 13 terms here. I just threw out bet sizing.
I mean, you've hit bingo. You're going for the whole card bingo. Like the
Get
end of
a
the
whole-
night, just like
jam
the
it
whole-
all in. Get it all in there. 2020 Titan Tournament final table. Did you notice my new scrolling thing at the bottom here?
I never did. No.
That's new. I just figured out how to do that.
Sweet.
Everybody
Did
else,
the
everybody
kid in
else with
Texas,
this.
help
Yeah,
you
he
out
did.
with that? Yeah.
Everybody else in the entire planet of video poker tables have been doing that for years, and I'm like, hey, did you guys see this new cool thing I can now do?
Yeah, we did that since 2009.
Yep. Fred raises to 125. Blinds are still 1530. It's a pretty
So I
hefty,
think
pretty
Fred-
hefty raise.
Fred is in
Fred.
the, I don't want to see a flop. Let's just take it down. I'll just scoop by my winning blinds, and that's how I'm going to advance this tournament. Which is fine.
It works.
Yeah, it does.
Until it doesn't.
It does.
It's like an all-in. It works every time until the last.
Yep.
You watching anything good on Netflix lately?
No.
I'm
I
kind of
watched-
out of shows to watch right now,
Me
so
too.
I'm like trying
We
to.
started a new show. Well, not a new show. We started watching Suits.
Oh, Suits is good. Bert said he really likes Suits. I've never watched Suits before.
We
James
watched 3 episodes yesterday.
James has the best mentality of a tournament poker player I've seen. Like I can't help myself but getting involved with those middle suited connectors. I can't help myself. Sometimes that's how you get to the final tables, by playing those and scooping up a big pot. But like once you're at the final, I feel like if you're not switching gears away from that mentality, you get yourself in a lot of trouble. I get myself in a lot of
Well,
trouble.
it works for Nancy because she's chip leader, but all these other guys that have 12 bigs, it doesn't work.
You can't goof around like that.
We've seen a lot of middle pocket pairs.
Yep.
5s, 4s,
Just gonna
6s,
be you
8s,
and I all
9s.
the
Sevens,
time, apparently.
10s.
It's my turn to win the pot this
All right, Queen Jack versus
Okay,
fives.
We'll see what he says about it.
Okay.
And it never works out for the pocket pairs.
I checked.
It might work this time.
You think?
I feel like
I
Chris
don't
missed a
think so.
bet there.
I checked.
Chris missed a bet there.
Chris is going to win. Boom. Winner. Wow.
No, Mark's gonna win with the fives.
Nope.
Shows it. Nut no pair. Literally, nut no pair. Ah, I have a pair. Fives are good
Ounce
there.
of courage in me.
Yeah, me neither.
I think if either one of those players
didn't
would have
need
bet, we would have never seen
Well,
any more cards.
Considering every
I
card there
don't
was over,
imagine
I was
ever
thinking
seeing.
something
It's
One ace and
it's
I
things
come
that
after
I'm
you.
trying to
You
think
check that
about
all
more
the
as
way
a,
down.
as a
We can
tournament
get
player.
out of that.
If somebody bets and then a flop comes out all big cards like that, and
How'd that actually go pre-flop?
Mark bet, Chris called. Mark was on the button. Chris checked the flop with the ace, ace, king. Mark checked behind him. Turn was a 7 or a 5? Check, check. I feel like after he checked the flop to you, you should bet out. He's got to be nervous about an ace or a king.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, put him on jacks or queens there, he's probably not calling a
Nope.
bet. So, I mean, that's a pretty solid hand.
80,000.
And if he's got an ace, you bet. I'm
risk.
not talking about anything big here.
Yeah.
Bet 50K.
Try and
Take a stab. I feel like that was a perfect opportunity for him to take a stab, and he was unable to do so. Mark's getting some good cards here, though. Fives last hand, ace king this hand. No callers on this one. No bites. Can you reevaluate your thought process here?
You said it 30 seconds ago. He's picking up good hands. It's easy to be aggression frequency when you pick up good
That's
hands.
true.
No, I mean, if you're going to just step away from the table.
That's true. I stand corrected. Pretty straightforward.
Fred. All right, so
Fred with the ace queen. Fred,
100K.
don't. No, put the
Here
red
comes
chips
the
down,
100K.
Fred. Fred, put the red. Fred.
110.
Fred.
110?
Too big, Fred.
110 at you.
Queen 10, he might have got a call for 70K. King 4, probably not getting a call. 6-4, not getting a call.
Look at Nancy's already ready to fold.
Nancy would have 100% called a $70,000 bet there.
What's she have?
King Jack suited. 100%. You're seeing a flop. I mean, I get it. Fred's
Fred's just like,
playing
I don't wanna-
get
I don't
out of my
wanna-
pot.
right,
Get
I
out
don't
of my
wanna
pot.
play a
Get out of my
60-40,
pot.
I
Get
don't
out of
care
my
if I'm the
pot.
60.
Get out of my pot. I'm happy taking the blinds down right here, which I think is good. But you got to get more value out of your big hands.
You do. I mean, how often do you pick up ace queen suited?
74 times a round. I don't know. How many times?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Oh, I have
Barely,
no idea.
never.
You're the math guy. I'm the color commentary. I'm Norm. You're the other guy.
Lon?
Nobody can remember Lon's name. Lon. Has Lon McCarron ever won a WSOP event or anything?
No. I don't like Norm anymore.
Nobody likes Norm. That's why he's divorced.
6 times. I follow
James is going to jam it all in with the king queen there. Put the... Ooh, Ben. James is down to 300K in chips.
10 bigs, but it's still 75%.
He's hoping to put Ben to the test here. Yeah, we're going to see it. We're going to see it. Another all in. Gonna flop it
Oh, I
outright.
see an ace.
Ooh, ace,
queen.
king, queen. With
What?
the 8 of diamonds. Diamonds are done. He needs a diamond over an 8. Nah. I think... Ooh, wow, he flopped bottom 2.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
two
see
pair
that.
against an ace.
Wow. Rough. I feel like no matter what happened there, you might have...
No. No matter how that plays out, they're getting stacks in.
That's what I meant. No
Yeah.
matter how that plays out, that hand's going to end up the exact
Ben,
same
I'll
way.
renew my offer if you want
Whether
to
it goes
chop the
limp
out.
raise call, whether it goes limp check,
Just the
get
two
into
of
the
us.
flop, there's just no
All
way.
right.
That's just a hand played itself type of hand.
That's good karma at the table. I like that.
All right, we're down 6. We went from like the second hand losing a player, third hand losing a player, to 45 hands later, finally getting another one. A lot of hot garbage in this one. Fred gets walked with 9-8.
So knowing that
Oh, you
Fred
knocked somebody
doesn't
out.
like to see flops,
Wait,
Probably should have raised.
Ben can just raise it. But now Ben did just get chips, you know, and
Ace
just
eight
punt it
versus
off with a
king
5
queen.
deuce or whatever. he had.
That I think is one of my favorite Brandon tells that you say is a tell. When a guy is stacking his chips from the previous hand and he bets, 100% of the time he is not bluffing.
Yeah, he's got a good
He's
hand.
got a hand. Don't ever call or bet into a gentleman who's or lady who is stacking their chips.
kid stuff,
They are not bluffing. It's 0% chance.
Yep.
You can take that to the bank.
So Fred doesn't like
a walk?
to He has
That's a walk
literally,
for
you
the
see, he's
first
raising
time in
4x,
2 days.
5x. He's taking down the blinds. So Nancy
it, I
and
quit.
Ben need to realize that and just start attacking his blinds. Because he's not the kind of
I
guy that's
don't
going to
think
go down
I
at
thought you didn't get
9-8,
blocks.
whether it's suited or not, and peel.
Right.
Where Nancy is, Ben is, James would have. Fred's not going to.
Yeah.
Man, Ben, you've had a fun final table.
Eventful.
Eventful, yeah.
Ben's been up and down in chips too.
He has.
Frank still can't catch a hand. Baby ace for Nancy.
Come on,
I'm
Walkerama.
looking.
Walkerama? Is the walk gonna keep walking?
You gonna get a walkie walk?
Walk-a-rama.
like we should
Never
play
heard
a
that
game.
one before.
I
Write
like
that
it.
down on your bingo card.
Bingo card. Walker Ave was the wild card.
man.
Use it as the wild. All right, calling a check. I feel like they kind of both knew that that was coming
Feels
if
like
it
you're
happened.
inducing, but I don't know.
What's that?
Feels like you're inducing.
Nobody flopped anything
I'm
here.
gonna check.
No, Mark really can't
Check,
rep
check. This is
anything.
second check here.
This is a
check
Chris
again.
needs to take the hand away here at some point.
Yeah, because Chris, you're never winning this hand with a 9 high.
I got 10 high.
You're good.
Yeah.
Oh!
You could have
Look at
bet,
that
and
monster.
again,
9 high.
Mark doesn't have an ace. He probably doesn't have a jack.
Away.
So you can just you have those in your range.
right.
You can check ace deuce offsuit. Mark ain't ever checked
That was
an ace.
just mediocre
Limping
enough not to
with
give
an
you
ace.
a walk.
Okey-dokey.
So Chris could have bet there
Exactly.
and would have won the pot.
mediocre enough not to give you-
Yeah, you're
So
right.
it's funny that it went to showdown.
Proven by
Fred
the
has
board and the
even-
run.
it's just we don't have that many hands. Yeah,
Right.
but,
50. Nancy's finally under $1 million. Poor
you say
Nancy.
finally like you're rooting against her.
No, I'm not rooting against her. She's just bled some chips lately. She started out like gangbusters.
Well, we did say she's probably just gonna chill.
That's
Chill.
true. I hate when you tell me those things are going to happen and then they come true and then you're like, remember when I said that? And I'm always like, yeah, but I don't like it. Chris is all in with sixes.
Should give me that walk.
I get it.
Apparently.
So if Mark folded ace 10 last time,
He ain't calling with ace 4. Or maybe he is.
250.
70-30 this time. I don't like the 4,
325.
obviously.
can't like the 4. Gotta hate the 4.
Don't think I'm
But
close.
you just
And
gotta
it's
remember
against
this-
his nemesis,
This
Chris.
exact situation happened with the same chip stacks and a dead 70,000 from Ben. And he folded ace 10.
No, but Mark raised this time to 75. It was a slightly different situation. Last time he had called a raise. This time,
Right, but
He's
calling
the
a raise and
aggressor.
then getting jammed and then Ben folding is the same thing as you call you raise.
yeah, kind of.
Can I take
You
those
bet
back or
because
no?
you have Ben 7,000.
Shows an ace, folds it
Good
up.
fold.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's consistent.
it's a good fold. It would have been a very weird call there. Like,
Right, when the other spot was technically a better spot.
right.
Can I guess it crap?
I get it, you're tired of the guy shoving on you
For sure.
eventually, but you don't want to be impulse and be like, nah, this is the third time he's doing it.
Right.
This
If
time
you
I'm
were
gonna
going to
call
be
it
mad
ace
about it, be mad about it with ace 10.
pretty safe
Be less mad about it with ace 4,
Correct.
right? Because you got a better 8.
four. And we
you
know
got a
that
better
he
ace.
had 6s and 7s. He had the same exact hand.
Right.
Essentially both times. He
Yeah,
doesn't know
but
that.
the ace 10, he would have had 2 overs. This one, he's only got over.
Yep.
Benny Ben, 10-6. Ooh, a lot of suited connectors here. Mark is just getting hit in the face with aces.
You got past
Raises
me.
again. 75K. Which seems to be the new standard opener.
Yep. Which is the same 2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
Getting past you is always a challenge.
All right, he got some of his chips back.
It's nice of you
I like
to
that.
say.
It wasn't a compliment.
Ha, 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 ha.
More
Who's
like a
laughing?
pain in my ass.
Chris? Mark? It's weird to see people laugh now, and it's kind of like this odd,
like a pseudo, I can't-
Muppet laugh, because
Yeah.
I don't know where it's coming from because of people having masks on.
Right. Well, it could be Alex laughing. just
Right, we
never
have
know.
no idea. That didn't sound like an Alex laugh.
No, it
I
didn't.
know what he sounds like when we play spades and he laughs, and that
A
ain't
little,
it.
little chuckle.
All right, limps. Not a lot of limping in this final table, so Mark's going to switch gears
All
here a
right,
little
it's
bit.
unusual. You're gonna let it fly.
Ben's
You're
back
gonna-
to the
you're gonna pop it.
10s. Mark and Ben,
Ooh, Ben, tricky.
he checks
We
it.
don't get to play too many hands. Usually just
Let's
raise
see what the
and-
flop is and if he can get away from it. Mark outflops him for sure.
All right, so if you're checking tens, you just muck on this flop. You tens show it.
I like Mark betting the king there.
Pocket 10.
Ben really shouldn't have any aces.
No,
I mean,
0% chance he's. I mean, it shouldn't. He shouldn't have an
He
ace.
shouldn't. I mean, he shouldn't have tens
you know, I
either.
probably
But
would've
so the
called
fact that he
it
has tens, he
more
might have some aces, but it's rare.
I had
I
king
like
jack
Mark
suited,
betting.
so I probably
Taking it
would've
down.
called you.
Ben can rep aces and stuff. If Ben's putting chips in the pot,
Like an
yeah,
all-in
think
shove,
he
I
has
want to
some.
call that.
He had a king. So,
Language.
He did.
Yeah,
Mark is closing that gap between him and Nancy as a chip leader.
I think he's talking about his favorite ice cream flavor.
10-3 suited,
yeah,
Mark?
pretty sure
We're
that's
going to
what
play
I
this
heard.
I
one?
heard that too.
No. Pew, pew, pew. Down, down, down. Ace-7 on the button. Suited. I like that hand.
yeah, it sucks. Oh, there's a small blind. Okay, I thought it was a dead small. It's not. Ben out of there, Fred. I just said Fred doesn't like to see flops. He is going to see the
Ooh,
suited.
this is going to be our last hand of this Thursday night poker. So thank you for everyone who's made it this far into our wonderful commentary and excitement. This is the last hand of part 1. We'll be back next week with part 2. Thursday at 7 p.m. as well. Hopefully hopefully the Facebook premiere and the YouTube premiere work on this thing. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, Nancy raised. Fred calls. Flop comes out. Fred checks. Nancy bets. 65,000. Nobody flopped anything here. Nancy really wishes those clubs were spades.
Fred flopped a 3.
Oh yeah, sorry. Fred flopped a 3. Bet and a call. Turn it
Diamond.
on.
Okay, that's not a good card for Fred.
Fred checks back to Nancy.
Nancy can fire again here pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
So this is why Fred doesn't like to see flops, because you get into this spot where Nancy can just fire away on the button with no pair, and you're sitting there with bottom pair like, huh. And we did see Fred get really sticky with those tens.
110 he threw in, or she threw in here. I mean, you can't think your 3 is good at this point, right?
I wouldn't, but he certainly thinks it might be.
I mean, do you raise here with a 3? Find out where you're at? Just keep playing the way you've been playing? I'm curious.
I don't know. I mean, it's a lot to raise. I mean, you're basically all in bluffing.
I mean, he could make it 250, and he'd still have 400K left, 300K left, which is 10 big blinds. It's not an awful spot if he ends up giving it away, but I guess at that point you're just willing to put all your chips in. I guess it's how confident are you that that 3 is good? What can you beat?
Not much. King 10.
Deuces?
Ace 10.
Deuces?
Can't beat deuces. You're crushing deuces. Deuces are not looking good.
Deuces are good. Fred makes the call.
So I think he's putting around, like, I don't know, King 10, Ace 10,
Ace King.
Ace 9. Just a pure bluff.
Queen on the river.
Good card for Fred. So is this, so he's going the bluffing route here. So he went to call the bluff later. Okay.
I like that play. That makes more sense. I like the setup. Although Nancy did bet pre-flop, she did bet on the flop, she did bet on the turn, and then now Fred bets into her when the board pairs. What can Nancy put him on?
And Fred bets 110 into 500.
Yeah. That's such a sick value bet. I kind of like the value bluff there if it was a bluff. I also like the value bet because there's a good chance you're going to get
so
called.
small, she's going to call with like an 8.
But the problem is if she calls with an 8, you're dead.
That's what I'm saying.
You
That's why
lose.
it's so small. Maybe go a little bit. She's gonna. Well, she can't call. Well, she calls.
She calls it
Curious.
This is just like a sick, like, I'm tilted.
a little bit. I think she wants.
even- yeah,
I think
I wanna
she
see
wants.
his hand.
She wants the information too at this point.
Like, Fred
She
was not
shows.
value betting.
No.
He was bluffing.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's like a bluff catcher that turns out to be a winner. Well, that's going to do it for part 1 of the Titan Final Table 2021
was a good
edition. It's a good hand to finish on. Thank you for watching, everybody. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that comment and like button, bell notification, all that kind of good stuff. Check us out on the overlay if you enjoy Brandon and I talking. Other than that, thanks for next time. Brandon, lead us out.
Farewell, everyone.
See you next time, everybody. Bye.